Welcome to this module, where we will learn about the Falcon model. Falcon is the most powerful language model to date. The artificial intelligence community has recently released a new version, the Falcon 2 model. It is a language model with 180 billion parameters. This model is more powerful and provides better results than all its predecessors. Therefore, we could say it is the best model so far. It was announced on a blog by the Hugging Face community, and like its predecessors, it is based on large language models. Its development required more than 4,000 GPUs and took 7 million hours of training. Moreover, it is 2.5 times larger than the Falcon 2 model. Although the text repeatedly mentions Falcon 2 and Falcon 3, it is not clear if it refers to two different models or if there is a mistake. Assuming Falcon 3 is the most recent, it is this one that is 2.5 times larger than Falcon 2. It can be said that it is more powerful than the free version of ChatGPT, though slightly less compared to the paid version of ChatGPT. The release of this massive open source language model represents a significant advancement in open source artificial intelligence. Therefore, it is a model worth getting to know. For more information about Falcon, it is advisable to visit the official page. There you can see the different versions of the model, with the latest being 180B. However, there are other earlier versions such as 40B, 7.5B or 1.3B. On that platform, details are provided on how the different Falcon models were developed. To understand the power of the new 180B model, we can compare it to the 40B one. The 180B model is 5 times more powerful than its predecessor, which already had good performance in answering questions. With this new version, we have a model that operates optimally, offering performance similar to paid OpenAI models such as GPT-4. If we wish to use Falcon, the easiest way is to go to the Hugging Face site, search for the Falcon model and review its different versions. There you can see that the 180B Falcon model has already been published, both in its version for instruction responses and for chatbots. In this task, we will explain how to use one of the most advanced language models, the Falcon model. For this, we are going to make use of Hugging Face. Hugging Face provides us with fast and easy access to this new model. In the description table, the first thing we need to do is add the Hugging Face inference element. Here we will indicate that we want to connect with the Falcon model. To do this, it is essential to have a prompt that signals the model what to do. Next, we need the element chain, which will allow us to connect the Falcon model and chain both elements. After providing it with an instruction, we link the prompt and the model. Next, we must add the Hugging Face credentials. As we mentioned before, we have them saved. Then we search for the Falcon model. If we perform a search for Falcon, we will find different models. Falcon 7B instruct, Falcon 40B, 7B referring to 7 billion, 40B referring to 40 billion, and the instruct model. Falcon Lite is also available, which is a more compact version of Falcon. In our case, we will opt for the 7 billion parameter model, as this is one allowed by the free account. This model offers information about its development, the type of license, and additional data. It is highlighted that it has outperformed other open source models. It is optimized and comes with the Apache 2.0 license, which allows its commercial use without restrictions or royalties. This feature is a significant advantage for any private company wishing to use an advanced language model. With this choice made, we copy the model name and go back to Flowise to paste it. Then we save the project and proceed to do a test. On this occasion, we have asked it to generate a poem about dogs, but the result was not the best. Therefore, we will try another version, the instruct model. This later has been optimized through a fine-tune process, where different chats and datasets have been used. Therefore, it might give us more satisfactory results. We update the name in the project, save it, clear the history, and run a new test. the results have significantly improved. We will add two variables to control the type of poem and the topic, and both will be managed through chat. After saving the changes, even though the result is good, we know it can be improved. Thus, we come to the 7 billion parameter model. We intuit that the 40 billion parameter model would offer superior performance. However, the drawback is that, due to its size, it is not available for the free subscription. In this lab, we will see how to use 40 billion parameter Falcon model. As we mentioned earlier, the 40 billion parameter Falcon model is much more powerful than the 7 billion parameter Falcon model. When reviewing the specifications of this model, we obtain all the information and confirm the exceptional results attributed to it. It is indicated that it is the best open source model to date, surpassing the Yahoo model and others like Llama or Stable LM. All of this is reflected in the Open Learn Language Model leaderboard. However, there is a drawback. If we wish to use this model directly from Hugging Face with a free account, it won't allow us. When doing a test and saving it, we get a message stating that the model size exceeds that allowed limit and that a pro version of the inference endpoint is required. In our case, we have already subscribed and put it to the test. We accessed the Learn More option and deploy your first model. We had already entered information, so we already have it. After entering all the bank information for the subscription, the Create a New Endpoint option appears directly. We need to enter the model's repository, which in our case is Falcon 40B, select a cloud provider, and the instance type. The more resources we have, the faster the model will work, but it will also be more expensive. We opted for a medium instance and then choose the endpoint type. Here the cost is shown. For example, if we use CPU instead of GPU, the price changes from 1 something to 0.12. However, if we expand the CPU, the cost would be 0.24 per hour. In the end, we click on Create Endpoint, and the initialization process begins, lasting a few minutes. We can follow the progress in the logs section. We had to switch from CPU to GPU large because with the CPU errors arose. So for this 40 billion parameter Falcon model, it is essential to use a GPU. Otherwise, we will encounter problems when publishing it. Once the status shows running, we will get the endpoint URL, which we will copy the Flowise. We will delete the name, as it is no longer necessary, and pass the endpoint. With everything ready, we proceed to test it, and after waiting a bit, the model provides us with an answer. It is crucial to remember that once tested, you need to stop the instance, as you will be charged by the hour of use. It is vital to pause or delete it to avoid additional charges. As we have seen, using more advanced paid models within Hugging Face in the Flowise tool is straightforward, and it is possible to raise an instance to access much more advanced models.